Imagine dropping Duchess, Thomas O'Malley, and her 3 kittens, Berlioz, Marie, and Toulouse, into the world of warrior cats. Think of this as the full family unit. We will be diving into the individual skills of each cat, but I think it's important to note O'Malley does choose the family life. Spoilers for the film, obviously. He chooses the family life at the end. So the real question isn't whether these cats survive necessarily, it's whether the clans at any point in the Warriors timeline would have room for them at all. Duchess is the easiest one to place because she is the least suited to warrior life. She's composed, paternal, polite, and deeply, deeply civilized. She got her kittens across half of France through sheer steadiness and a pretty strong ability to network. In a clan setting, that makes her pretty valuable in the nursery or elder's den, but she has no taste for blood, no real survival instinct in the warrior sense, and no real interest in hunting or fighting. The movie even makes that plain when she says,
"We were just practicing biting and clawing."
Aristocrats do not practice biting and clawing and things like that. It's just horrible.
I did rewatch the movie for this review, and I don't think she unsheathes her claws once. Abraham de Lacy Giuseppe Casey, or Thomas O'Malley, is the reason this family has any legitimate present shot. He has street instincts, charm, and enough brawn to earn respect fast. He does most of the fighting in the movie. He does most of the improvisation. He's also a bit of a drifter by nature. If left to himself, he's not settling into the code and attending patrols on schedule forever. The kittens are pretty active, and I think all 3 of them grow into fine warriors.
Ladies do not start fights, but they can finish them.
So we've got a strong family troupe here. Cultural, hospitable queen with no real hunting prospects, 3 rambunctious kittens, and Thomas, the only one who offers real hunting and fighting value on patrols and in a scrap. In the early Forest era, the clans are harsher, way more suspicious, and are much more rigid about blood and belonging. This is before Firestar changes the emotional weather of the series. Outsiders aren't impossible in this era, but they usually need to prove themselves quickly and materially, or they have a prophecy backing them up. Unfortunately, the Disney cats have none of that. This gives O'Malley, though, a very narrow opening, and just O'Malley. A cat like him could earn some respect as a useful rogue. Cedar Star did let in rogues before Blue Star let in Rusty. Maybe even as a loosely attached free agent in a Jake kind of mold. He has enough edge and enough competence to make warriors tolerate him, but Duchess, I don't see her surviving in this era. The kittens might get her in for a couple days, but I don't really see Ragged Star, Sunstar, Hailstar really making an extended case. Broken Star's Shadow Clan, O'Malley would probably spit in Broken Star's face. I'm going to close the door on this era. I really don't think until Firestar or Sky Clan comes in do they have any shot at making it in the Warriors timeline. Once you get into that Lake era, Firestar's influence has spread and the books become more open to mixed backgrounds and unconventional rules. The odds improve for the family. Daisy is the obvious template. She enters as a queen with kits and never becomes a full-time warrior, but she still becomes a full-time part of clan life. Duchess would fit that path. Sky Clan's resurrection is where the family has probably the most amount of value and ability to bend the rules. Another thing that we have to figure out is how do we get them from 1910 Paris into the European Scottish woodlands? That is the real question.